I suppose the biggest thing that I've had to change is really getting used to not being with the students, getting used to them interacting with me online rather than face-to-face. I asked the students how they would like a bit more interaction, because I pre-record most of my lectures and it's sort of a bit boring. So I asked them how they would like to increase the engagement. And I suppose that's where we've started following up a lot of our sessions with some Zoom sessions. So I don't use Zoom in the large group teaching setting as the primary source of the lecture. What we do is we try to follow up sessions with a shorter Zoom session to get that interaction. The student feedback has been really quite good. The students, for the most part, have been frustrated, obviously, but also very appreciative of the efforts that staff are making to ensure they have a good learning experience. I think most of the feedback that is not as good is predominantly anxiety about the things that can't be covered except by more face-to-face interactions around practical settings. The hurdle that I've had is my concept around learning. So I teach microscopy, histopathology, and the way that I teach it is for students to have a framework of approach to examining specimens so that they can interpret the meaning of those specimens and then come to a conclusion. What I'm sort of forced to do a little bit more now is to give them more direction and more directed feedback. And my concern is that I can't really control when they view that directed feedback, and they may not be exploring specimens for themselves as much as they would have in the classroom. And that worries me, that they might turn a student-centred activity into a tick-a-box didactic session. In the process of introducing case-based teaching with colleagues, we developed a platform to deliver clinical scenarios and clinical diagnostic material to students so they can explore in their own time, they can explore in their own way, they can explore in class, they can explore this material in the way that they want to. We've developed it over the last 15 years. Then the other platform that we had already, but we'd switched providers, was a digital microscopy or a virtual microscopy platform. From my perspective, talking about diagnostic pathology, those resources and I suppose the 10 plus years of background work were really good. I think the school has been really pretty good in identifying some of the need of academics to for support in some of these platforms, and we've identified education support officers available for each of the years of the program to be a contact point, and I think that's been really, really useful. I think it's really important to show enthusiasm, and perhaps you need to be a little bit more overt about that online than you might be face-to-face. So I think they've got to have a reason to engage with you. And if they see you're enthused, then they're more likely to be enthused. I think the second tip is the relevance of the material is really important. It's hard to get them to engage with the microscopy, for instance, unless they know why they're doing it. And organisation. Because the students are engaging with us online almost exclusively now, it's got to be really clear where stuff is. So in my Year 4 unit of study, my modules are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's really obvious where they're meant to be in Canvas for them to, to engage with the activity for the day and the time. Exploring the appropriate platforms that for your discipline is a really good idea. The only proviso is it's got to be a clear transition. So the students don't have to, do too many things like log in again or change screens or, there's got to be a clear transition to another platform.